Oh, well, hello there. Look, we have a magic in the chat too. I don't think magic's supposed to be in this campaign. Raven, what's up? Welcome everybody to our Wednesday Curse of Strahd session. I'm still a little under the weather, but we're getting there. So if I cough lots, excuse me. I'll try not to as much as possible. Sunday night went very, very well with the Vampire the Masquerade. We had a couple of interesting meetings with Nosferatu Information Peddler by the name of Van Damon, whichever way you wish to pronounce it. But
It's
a very good RP session nonetheless. And we should definitely be carrying on with that this coming Sunday. So make sure you come back and join us in for the next session of Vampire the Masquerade. Friday night over on Yanti's channel for Stormlord's Wrath as usual. Tomorrow night, the Rainbow Six for those who want to come and hang out. Rainbow Six, some casual games, a bit of fun. If we get enough people, might consider bring on some customers. There we go.
Definitely have to be part of that then.
Have to be. But that's what I'll be doing.
It's been a while.
Been a while. Oh, crap, I keep hitting my microphone. I should stop talking with my hands. So, without any further ado, we shall get into tonight's session. So, last we left off, we had decided to spend the night in the basement of the Vakta house, barricading the door and setting traps. People still setting his alarm to protect yourselves from anything creepy outside the house. During the evening, your watch is organised, many conversations were had, and it was interesting overall. Fiddlestib, after reading some of Van Richten's guide to vampire hunting, found a small handwritten note with a recipe for an elixir that may or may not help Emilia in some way. During the course of the evening, the chorus of dead could be heard through the doors and walls, but you all remained in safety and your barricades were not breached. As morning broke, you emerged from the house and started to wander the streets, but soon came to realize that not all of the bodies that were here the day before remain. After coming to this realization, Zadriel turns and heads to the city square, the Vallaki town square. The rest of you follow. As you reach the center of the town, you find that only 2 of the 7 bodies that were hanging in the square remain. That of Ismark and Erwin Martikov, the Blue Water Inn owner and keeper of the feather. As you stood there and sort of were discussing, or sort of just seeing what was happening, Erwin slowly sits up and Ismark turns and stares directly at Zadriel. With that, acting quickly, Fiddlestib and Karnos and Skatus acting. Fiddlestib fires a firebolt into Erwin. Skatus kicks out at Ismark, kicking him in the direction of Karnos, who decapitates him with the sun sword, rendering them both deceased once again. Skatus, searching Ismark's body, finds a small crow's skull. Believing it to be significant, hangs onto it. Now deciding to return the seed, and probably best to get out of Vallaki at this point, Emilia transforms into the giant elk, and Zadriel summons her steed. Mount up, and you head out. After a few hours of traveling, Adok spies some giant spiders in the trees to the side of the road and decides that for whatever reason that he wants to have a fight, and leaps from the steed, landing ready for battle. Zadriel tries to stop him, but unfortunately wasn't able to. Slowing the steed to a halt, she also disembarks. As Karnos and Skatis and Emilia realize what's happening, they also come to a halt, and Skatis and Karnos jump down from Emilia's elkish back, and pretty much that's where we're going to pick up tonight's session, as you all leap off relative steeds and come to a halt. So as you do so, this is roughly what you see, guys, here. We'll bring it up here. See that? So what I'll get you to do first and foremost is to roll initiative. Start the battle music. So roll for the creatures. That was found. So we've got our initiative order. Zatra rolling a natural 1. Holy crap, right off the bat. So first we have is, when I unpause the session, Karnos, you are first in the initiative order, my friend. From where you are, you see 1, 2, probably see that one as well. This one here is probably out of your view at this point, but you know there's probably more than what you can see, definitely.
Okay. Karnos, Will, where was Adok in all this? I see him.
Adok is down there.
Karnos will move. Alright, I don't remember how to do that. There. So this one here.
Roger Dodger.
I did it with the arrow keys, but it's less than
Hey, it works.
5 feet. And I will. Gotta remember these clicky buttons. Alt click. There we go. I will attack him with my Victor the Battle Axe.
Hang on a second. Told me you had a natural 1, Adriel, in the roll here.
Yeah, and it's got my roll wrong too. I got a natural 20 for
Interesting.
Yeah, the game log
Yeah,
is D&D Beyond. I got a 17, but I mean,
Hang
I'm
on.
okay with 1, but
Hold up.
I just maybe Foundry's.
Yeah,
Why
Curtis, I
it is?
got an 18 as well.
Yeah, I was like, wait, 1? I didn't get a 1.
Maybe
Did you guys
the
roll off
game log.
Foundry or roll off Beyond?
I rolled off D&D Beyond.
Yeah,
Same.
must be a. Hang on. Double check. Hasn't been any updates, so it shouldn't be. Game log still there. Let's refresh the game.
My one's showing exactly what I got, so that's fine.
Weird. So
I mean,
tell me.
Did you
give
roll
me.
from within Foundry or
I
from
roll
D&D
from
Beyond?
Beyond. You.
Yeah, so give me your initiative so I know where we're at. So Adok, what did you get?
20.
So
30,
yours
20.
is right. Skasis, what did you get on D&D?
18.
18. I can update your here and find out what's. You got an 18. But what did you get?
24.
That would put you at the top. Emilia, what did you get?
14.
It's not reading that correctly. And Zadriel was a 17.
Yeah.
I can backtrack myself to where I was if
Yep.
you like.
Yep. So back to where you were. So we'll have Fibble at the top of the initiative order, and with Karnos second. That is odd, right? It's very odd indeed.
Yeah, let's see if this works. Okay, so
Yeah, we'll just
targeting
double
that
check this. Hopefully.
and I'll do a firebolt.
These things do happen.
Did it roll? Ah. Boundaries didn't see that roll.
Right, just give me your rolls. Obviously, there's obviously an issue between Foundry and
D&D Beyond. Well, it was a 15 to hit.
D&D Beyond's game log. Just double check the settings. All still there, mapping. All there. Just gonna quickly reset here. Reload application.
If anything, we just use it for the map. It's good.
Yeah, it's as long as you can see what you're doing, it's not a big issue. Okay. You targeted this one down here, and you rolled what to hit? Sorry,
15 to hit.
15 to hit. That'll definitely hit, I believe. Yes, it will.
Okay, so it takes 12 points of fire damage. Actually, wait a minute, I just gotta check one thing. Because I'm using something... Nah, that's against attack rolls. It's not damage. Alright, cool. Yeah, so it's 12 points damage.
12 points of damage, no problem. 12 points of fire damage. The spider is not happy with the fire damage, but it still appears to be standing. Little singed standing. Is that your turn, Fiddle?
Yes, and then wait a minute. Where am I? No, I'm quite happy where I'm standing.
No problem. Anos, now it's your turn.
Right.
Yes, all these spooters have health bars.
I will repeat that move.
Yep.
I will target the spider, and with my Victor battle axe in one hand and my shield in the other, I will make a strike at the spider. And I'm striking its front quarters because it's quite large, so I imagine it's mostly what we can see here.
It is very big, yes.
Great. So my first attack at front quarters, 27 to hit.
That one showed up. Must have been. So 27 to hit, that definitely hits. Roll your damage.
Single-handed damage. I get to re-roll ones and twos. Oh no, I'm not wielding double-handed, don't worry. Only when I'm wielding double-handed. So that's 7 damage on that hit. 7
damage, and the spooder, you strike it across its front of its mandibles. It rears up as you strike, and you manage to slash open its abdomen, leaking goop everywhere, and now it died.
Oh, it died. Oh, in that case, I will move it. 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay, it's moved. 20, 25. I can only get that far, so my second attack will not be close enough.
Quite close enough.
As my bonus action, though... No, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you.
Did you... Dr. Grey, you initiated this battle. It is your turn. Scathus, you're up after that.
I'm just going to spot this little fighter over here. He's going to turn with his claws elongated, and he's going to charge head first and do a diving run into it, trying to slash it as he's yelling and screaming on the way.
And it turns to face you as you do. Make your attack roll.
It's +3 to hit. The lovely 6.
6 will miss. You reach out with your claws, and it just moves its leg out of the way.
And then,
what is next?
As a bonus action, he'll use Nimble Escape and to disengage and just move a couple of feet away. That's it. Yeah. And just repose himself.
Right. That is your turn. Next up is Scathus.
Moving in to attack. That one. Yeah, target. That one. There we go. Wow. Wrong page for that. I want actions. Yeah, I want to strike him on him with a
punch away.
20.
That'll hit. Your rolls aren't coming up. That's good.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so because it was nat 20, that's a 2d6. Where did that go? Yeah, 12.
12 points of damage. That is enough to kill this creature outright.
Cool.
And you just punch so hard you cave what would be its chest in. Now your hands all covered in icky, soupy, gross stuff.
Slime. Yeah.
But it is turned over and legs all curled up. That's your turn.
Yeah. Well, I can. That thing. Oh, yeah, that's too far away. I can't see any more spiders. So, yeah, that's my turn.
It is your turn. So, what you now have crashing through the trees, heading towards the road. I'm not sure if any one of you can actually see it, but very large, extremely large spider moves from the south. Another two move in from a slightly different direction as well. Edriel, you're up. Malia, you're on board.
I am going to move to the closest spider and attack with my hammer. First one is 18 to hit.
Which spider are you moving to?
The one next to Feeble. Oh, hang on. I found Ray. Yeah, the one. Yeah, that one.
I got it. And what was your to hit?
It was 18 to hit.
Yours isn't registered either. So weird.
I don't know.
I don't know. It is what it is. So 18 to hit, that definitely hits.
15 damage, and I
Deal with that. Off.
and then I swing again.
15 damage, you saying?
Yeah.
It's still awake.
But I swing and hit with a 10, so I don't know if
That
that's...
misses. As
Yeah,
you swing your
miss.
second hammer shot, it's just moves to one side and you hit the dirt just in front of it. It rears up and hisses. You can see the green, whatever. There's some green ichor coming from these giant fangs as it rears its body up.
That is all for me. I will stay in front of it.
Problem, Emilia, it's your turn.
Emily, knowing that her form was going to drop short turn, is going to revert form.
Yep.
And then, without the ruler, she's going to move there.
Yep, you're able to do that without any hassles.
And I'm going to turn to face them and say, spiders, fuck no, and I'm going to pass.
That's all you're gonna do?
Yeah, that's my turn over.
Right, so this one's turn. Comes this way. Comes charging in towards you. Yes, Adriel doesn't quite make it to you, however. But this one will. And this one, you notice, is probably twice the size of the others. Very, very large spider. And you can almost hear it thumping across the road as it comes charging out at you. So it makes its attacks at you, Adriel. So 24 to hit.
That hits.
Take 11 piercing damage, and you also take 15 points of poison damage. Also need to make a Constitution saving throw, DC 15.
I got a 14, so.
So you also have the poisoned condition.
Oh, yeah, I got a +5, so.
Oh, you got
I
yeah.
forgot about that.
Okay.
Yep. So,
Remember your
okay,
plus
so
5 for being a
what
paladin?
was the poison? What was the poison damage? For the
15
first?
poison damage. So yeah,
Okay.
11 piercing, 15 poison. You do save
Okay.
on the poison condition, so you do not have a poison condition. You're fine. That was the first attack. This guy gets 2 attacks. And they're at advantage. So he gets a 28
That hit.
on the second attack. Take another 14 points of piercing and 13 poison. As this large creature just lashes out with its mandibles, it seems to find every chink in your armor with both attacks. You'll need to make another con save, please.
Okay. Yeah, that's 14, even with the thing. So yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Plus 5, was that 14 with the plus
That's
5?
9 plus 5.
Oh, okay. So yeah, now you have
Yeah.
the poison condition. You
Right.
now are at disadvantage. Excellent. I think that's how it works. Poison condition, though. Your warhorse is in the initiative order as well. If you wish to, you can give it orders to move, or you're going to keep it where it is.
I'm gonna keep it. Sybil's there.
So, next up is this Buddha. Going to come charging down towards Adok. This one. But now we move to there. Back to the top of the initiative order. Fibblestep, from your mounted position.
Alright. So I'm gonna have a shot at the this dude. Because
Shoost away.
I don't like him. Yeah, use Firebolt because it's just easier. 9, 20, 21, 22 to hit.
That'll hit.
And 15 fire damage.
In fire damage. As you fire your fireball towards this creature that's sitting just below you as you're standing on the arse end of this horse, it catches a light and starts to sizzle and screeches and cries out and eventually fizzles and fills up. Nice. That's your turn for Bill.
Yeah, that's all I can do. So,
Right, Anos, you're up. Adok, you're on board after that.
Karnos is going to move in around behind Edok and run straight into the big mama.
No problem.
And he's going to, as he's running, he's going to sheath his shield and he's going to cry out, "By the power of the DM, the mighty, I smite thee!" And I raise my double-handled battle axe above my head and make the attack, hitting it at that back part of its proboscis. Or something like that.
Something like
17,
that. Hits.
two-handed.
Got your fire AC. Nope, still hits.
Still hits. And that is... reroll 1s and 2s with 2 hands, so I'll roll that again. That is 11 slashing damage in the first hit, and then I do a sort of a bout spin, drop low and go under and trying to hit the underside of that sort of proboscis butthole area with a 29 to hit.
That hits.
And 16 slashing damage. And I'm looking around going, my divine smite did not activate.
Didn't?
No, I haven't got it yet. That's what he was trying for.
Right. I say, you don't get to like level 3 or something, do you?
Yeah,
Just
he was
thinking,
trying
so,
his best.
Okay, that is Karnos as he strikes out 2 massive blows, opening up a couple of large wounds. Adok, now your turn. Skathis, yours.
Edok with his little claws digs into one palm of his hands and draws out a trickle of blood, and then with that, he blows into the palm of his hands and sends a mist of red blood out towards the spiders, casting Bane. So he's going to cast Bane at a 2nd level.
Yep.
So that's 4 targets that all need to succeed on a charisma saving throw.
Pretty sure that I don't have very good charisma.
DC's 13.
Let me see. Yeah, they're pretty low charisma here. 15.
Okay. Is that all of them?
I rolled a collective roll. That's all.
Okay.
Well, actually, no. We'll roll it. We'll roll separate. That one's a 17. I'll tell you what their charisma is in a minute, which will make you laugh. That one's a 13. So what was the save?
13. So it
13.
saves.
So that one saves. One fails. This one here fails. This one's now baned.
Cool. It just needs to take a D4 off its next attack roll or saving throw for up to a minute.
That's your turn.
That is my, and he'll just back up, I guess, a little bit. Reposition.
Not so brave
Yeah.
anymore, seems. Skaith, as Adok backs away. Skaithus, you're up. Vedriel, you're on board.
Attacking that one.
Take away, good sir.
Use. What the hell? And show up, why not? 23 to hit anyway.
23 to hit, that definitely.
Uh, 6 damage.
All 6 points of bludgeoning damage. Plunk against it. Next
And
attack.
that is a 9 to hit.
That'll miss. Seems to just moves a little quick for you.
Yep,
That's your turn.
that's it.
Vedriel, you're up. Himalaya's on board.
Zadriel will pray to the DM and cast as a bonus action Divine Favor, giving her an extra D4 radiant on her hits.
Yep.
For until the spell ends, so a minute. And she's going to hit with her hammer at the nearest one for hopefully 17.
That
To hit?
hits. That hits.
Okay. 12 damage for that one. And
12 points of damage. Bludgeoning damage as Vedriel strikes down with her hammer. Not looking too good.
and then another 17 to hit
That hits.
with 11. I didn't add my d4s yet, but
Don't need to.
okay.
As Zadriel strikes down with her clockwork warhammer and just completely squishes the upper body of this extra large spider, sending it twitching the ground. His legs still going. Zed's dead.
And I will move to the one to my I'll move over this way. And I'll leave my horse where he is.
It turns to face you. Emily, it is your turn.
So would I know that Zadriel's been poisoned?
You know probably not. I mean, you'd see she's been attacked by spiders. Make what should we roll for that? If you wanted to sort of check whether she's poisoned, you'd have to get up to her and make a medicine check. That would cost you your action.
Okay. Sweeties. I am going to not with the ruler again. I'm not. And I move to there and in my turn.
Problem. Next up is this is Spider. And it's going to attack you, Zadriel, since you're right there. Misses with a 3. Oh no, 16. Sorry, is that miss as well?
That misses, yeah.
Second attack, that also misses. So this one tries to bite out at you a couple of times and just can't quite make it through your armor. Next up is this one, Scathus. This one will attack you. 2 bite attacks. First one is a 16.
That's a hit.
It hits, that's 5 points of piercing and 3 points of poison damage. You need to make a con save, please. DC 11.
And I fail with a 3.
We're now poisoned also. I believe that gives you disadvantage on your attacks and saves. That is its turn. No, it's not. Gets one more attack.
That's miss.
And that'll miss with a 9. Next up is this one. This one's going to move directly into Karnos there and make its attacks at you, Karnos. This one gets advantage because it is close to a companion. 2 attacks, advantage. 20 to hit.
That hits.
3 piercing, 6 poison. Con save, please.
Save.
It is a success. You do not get the poison condition. Second attack. 20 to hit. Also 4 piercing, 5 poison. Another con save.
I'm good at these. 19.
You're good. You're good. No poison effect on you either. Back to the top of the initiative order. Evldoa. You now have 3 opponents left on the road.
Attacking that one. That's attacking Zedriel.
Problem. I wouldn't bother targeting him. Just ping them. Make it a bit easier. But if you can target, it's all good.
Dirty 20 to hit.
It hits.
9 points of fire damage.
9 points of fire damage. It's singed. It's very singed, but it's still alive.
Ah, crap. Oh no.
It's you.
That is me.
It is you. Karnos, you're up. Adok, you're on board.
Karnos looks 5 feet to the left of himself. He looks at the spiders in front and he has a great idea and he goes, Adok, claws out, and he sheathes his axe and he grabs Adok. I measured the distance. Adok is within 5 feet of me. And I'm going to try and pick it up and throw him straight up into the air. And so he can land down on top of the spider in front of me with his claws, giving him an epic, hopefully an epic battle when he gets
Does
to it.
Adok comply is the question.
He definitely does.
Okay, so we firstly will need a strength check from Karnos.
So yeah, strength check coming up. A bit lower than what I'd hoped.
It's a pass. Adok's pretty light. 10's what I set the DC at, so
Nice.
you make it just.
Not quite as high as I'd hoped.
Probably not quite as high or as graceful as you might have hoped. But Adok, you get picked up and hooked into the air. Is that going to be your turn? I'm assuming it'll probably take your whole turn, I'd imagine.
Yeah, because I've thrown him. I'll say that's my turn. Thank you.
So Adok, you are now up in the air. I'll just move you over here. Make your attack at advantage as you come down on top of the spider.
First one is 19. Second one's a natural 1. So
Yeah, it definitely hits 19 as you come down and land on the spider's back.
7 points of damage.
7 points of damage.
And as he
You got poison damage as well, I believe, with your new claws? Piercing and poison?
I do. Did you want them to pass a con save or?
They will have to, yes. I'll just
cool.
have to double check something first, but I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they are not.
It's D6 of
immune.
poison.
What's as a con save, isn't it?
Yeah, if you want to make it a con save, yeah.
Make it a con save. What is your
I have
Spell
no
DC?
idea. Yeah. Oh, spell DC?
what's your spell DC?
15.
That's supposed to be saved. Still a 1. Oh, that was a charisma. Holy crap. Roll the right one, sir. 4. Still a failure. What's your poison damage?
It's a D6, so I'll just roll a D6.
They are not immune to poison, funnily enough.
Oh, well, that's weird. Oh, with that 6 for the poison, so
Alright,
7 plus
and
6.
Describe how Adok. Make a quick dex check for me. Just a straight dex roll. Just to see how cool this is.
A 5.
5. Not very cool, but as you land on the back of the spider, just give people a bit of flavor. Just bear in mind you did only get a 5 on your dex, so it's a little bit kind of not so graceful, but you managed to kill it in a single attack from full health.
It's my awkward
Right.
throw.
As Adok gets pelted up into the air, not as high as Karnos wanted to, with his claws out. He then starts tipping, and as he's going down head first, and he screams out, "For Karnos!" And he like slams into the spider head first, into its thorax, goop all over him, as he's just slashing and clawing away. It's not graceful,
as
but there's shit everywhere.
Adok starts slashing as he lands, head first is right. You end up inside the spider. You're now sort of standing inside the remains of the spider, just covered head to toe in spider guts. It is not very nice looking at all. Gathus, you're up.
After seeing that display, I'm just going to attack normally with a 20 to hit.
That hits. It was an impressive display. I mean, not as graceful as one would have liked, but
4 damage.
4 bludgeoning damage. Second attack, sir.
24 to hit.
That hits.
4 damage.
Another 4 points of
Suffering
bludgeoning.
poison condition.
Yeah, you got poison conditions. So that'll be a disadvantage.
Disadvantage. Sorry, gain my distance.
I did remember that as well.
So hang on. Hang on.
Just re-roll your attacks again.
Alright. So that's a 20, so minus what?
Just disadvantage, so whatever the
Okay.
lowest one. Your first attack. What was your 2 rolls for your first attack?
Hang on. Need to go back. So
Should bring up.
yeah. So my first attack was a 20, so I got a 20. So
So that still hits. So that one's still okay. So roll your second attack again.
and that one would more than likely be a miss, I think.
What was the second one? 12. Yes, that will. 12 will do. Second one won't result in any damage. That's not so bad.
Yep.
Still alive, but it did take damage. First one.
Awesome. That's it.
So that is you, Zadriel. It is your turn again.
Alright, hammer!
Hammer away.
A disadvantage!
Indeed.
So. Oh, I had a net 22. Oh, so 15? Does 15 hit?
15 does hit.
Okay. So I still got the radiant, so it'd be that plus 16 plus a d4. So 17 for that one.
Yeah, that's enough. You squish
Okay.
another spider. They're not very tough. But this one again, on here, it's squished. You got one spider left alive.
Move up to second attack. So that first roll is a 21. So then the second roll would be
Remember, you can
24.
Remember, you can right click to give your advantages and disadvantages.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot.
That hits
Okay.
anyway.
All right. That's a 16.
Yeah, that's enough.
Okay.
Another squish spider as Zadriel thumps the last of these creatures, probably spraying Skathis, Karnos, and Adok again just for good measure, and probably getting yourself as well.
Squish.
But they do squish indeed, and that is the end of our initiative order.
As Zadriel squishes the last one, Adok just with hands raised up just goes, "Oh yeah, that is fucking great. I feel better already. You guys feel good? You guys feel alive? I feel great."
Doc, what the shit is going on with you?
What the fuck, Adok?
And he's got claws, like, I don't know if you guys want to see them, but they're pretty long. And they look like they're dripping something from them.
So what you would see would be talons, not so much claws as they are almost like 3 or 4 inch talons. Like Adok's got quite small hands for a goblin, and as he's gone into combat, they're probably starting to retract a little bit now because he's now arming himself and out of the combat situation. But you can see these very large talon-like claws that are definitely dripping some sort of dark substance.
That's pretty damn cool, man. And throwing you at that spider, I could see it in your eyes. You loved every minute of it, right?
You, my friend, are absolutely the best sort of person to have in a combat scenario. We should
So-
throw Fibble next.
Adriel, you didn't cast anything on him or do anything to him, did you?
I don't feel very good. Maybe does anyone else feel a little sick? I'm going to lay on hands myself for 5 points to cure the poison.
Yep. Right, so you are no longer poison.
Anyone else feel like nauseous or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel a little nauseous.
Oh, Scapus, that's no good. And I put my hand on Scapus and I'm like, I hope the DM will see it fit to cure of this wound, condition, whatever it is you're suffering. And accidentally lay on hands without realising as well. Remove
Nice.
poison.
So you
And-
how many HP do you give him?
It doesn't give him HP. I've only got a 5 HP pool, but I can use the entire pool to cure one disease or neutralise one poison.
So
Yep.
you no longer have the poison condition. Almost accidentally lays on hands.
Do you need me to help you, Skatus?
I think I'm right now. Weird.
Definitely
Oh.
feeling a lot better.
My hand was glowing, right? Did you see that?
Maybe
It was it?
If you definitely felt a warmth from Carnos's hand when you place it on.
It's like I peed out of my hand on your shoulder.
In that case, Carlos, don't touch me again.
You feel better, right?
Not if it's going to be piss coming out of your bloody hand. Jeez.
It's
Well,
not
nothing
the
came out.
light of the DM, probably. He is learning. He's got a magic touch, Skatus.
So it's we of the PM?
What is shit, feeble?
Jesus Christ. Someone clipped that. That was
Oh, Jesus.
brilliant. Right.
Jill goes over to pet her horse and get. Does anyone need a lift? Do you have further to go?
Now you can get off.
Yeah, you've only been traveling for about 3 or 4 hours, so no, you've still got a few way to travel.
Can Adok go and just harvest some legs from the spiders?
Yeah, roll a survival check.
Cool.
I got a suggestion for the group about Adok. If we time down so he doesn't go jumping off anymore.
3. Unfortunately, yeah, say you get one portion of a leg.
Yeah, cool.
Mate, that'd be better. It's pretty damaged. Probably not a whole lot of meat or anything. Pretty sticky. But we'll say you get like an 8 to 10 inch portion by the leg. Roll with 3.
Okay, cool. You just hear Adok saying, "I'll be saving that for later." And he puts it in his bag.
Adok, you and your weird eating habits.
Scapus, were you suggesting we tie him up?
Yes. So he doesn't jump off like he just did.
That was... I don't know about anyone else, but that was magnificent. That's what we should be doing.
Emily goes into her bag and pulls out the shackles. She holds them out and says, "Does anyone want these? Put them on."
You can't be tying up all of the party. Come on. Huh?
We need to head out. Let's go.
Yeah, Emily, have you got any changes left? Any transformations left in yourself?
I can do it again for another 4 or so hours.
All right then. Doc, you need to lift up.
That would be great.
Don't scratch my horse, please.
Emily is going to place the shackles back in her bag next to the seat.
You realise your horse is already dead, so you know.
No, it's not. It's illusion, probably. He's
I can-
fine.
I'm pretty sure. Look at this. Yeah. See? I stick my finger through its hole.
Don't
This is
sink your
so-
finger in my horse's holes, please. It's not like that.
So you attempt to stick your finger inside one of what would look like an open wound into the skeletal rib cage of the horse.
Yeah, I guess I said it, so it doesn't.
Yeah. What's I'm not sure how I'm not sure how these work. It's got an AC, yeah? Like the horse has got an AC and a hit points? What's its AC?
It is. I know it's hit points. Hang on, I gotta go.
No, so like 50 hit points or something, or maybe be lower, I'm not sure.
15 is his AC.
15. Yeah, roll an attack roll, even though you're not really intending on it. Just roll an attack roll for me with your claws.
Oh, with the claws? Oh, okay.
You're sticking your finger. No.
I don't know if Gadriel would stop him or not.
Yeah, I got an 8.
You don't damage it, but it definitely doesn't feel like you put your finger inside the creature. It felt weird. It's like it touched it. You, as an arcane practitioner, you probably go, "Oh, maybe it is an illusion."
Yeah.
Or some sort of illusion.
Yeah. Adult just says that's interesting. Yeah. All right, well, guess we'll be off then.
And with that, unless anyone has anything else they wish to do or say before you leave the area, start on your journey once again, heading towards the Wizards of Wine Winery. It's going to take you about 5 to 6 hours to get there from your current position. So you will probably have to make the last hour or so on foot. Emily's formal drop before you make it there. I'll get you to make one. I will make one. I'm going to make one random encounter roll. Okay. Okay. Right. So as you travel, once again, you get about halfway through the first leg of your journey before you know that, or Emilia, you would know your form will drop towards the end of the journey, not quite as close as you might like. During that 4-hour period, trees are whipping by. You're traveling at a pretty good pace. You see the occasional raven flying around. You hear them as usual. You hear the occasional wolf, as you've become accustomed to hearing wolves every now and again. Not as often as you first did. We're hearing them really often when you first came to Barovia, but you're not hearing them as often anymore. Every now and again, you get the howling of wolves. But who has the highest perception? I think Emilia and Scathus highest. So Emilia probably spies it first as you're traveling in the elk form. You're going pretty quickly, but just out of the corner of your eye, Emilia, on the right-hand side of the road in the trees, you see a flash of sort of creamy white. As you get closer to it, you sort of see it move, and you see a skeletal figure just in the tree line. Scathus, you're on Emilia's back. As you watch, you sort of track her head as she turns to sort of look in that direction. As she notices it, you sort of glance over quickly as well, and you also see the skeletal creature. Doesn't seem to be moving towards you, but there's literally a living skeleton standing in the trees just off to the right of the road. I'll leave it up to you guys whether you to say anything or do anything. Traveling.
Carnos stands up on Emilia's back and looks over to Adok on the other horse to see what he's about to do. Well, when I say stands up, I'm attempting to get footed position before I have a look to see if Adok's ready to jump.
I'll get everyone to make a perception check at this point. Karnos, you would definitely see Skathis look in that direction as well and probably take time to look also. The perception checks from everyone.
Nothing.
Adok, what did you get?
A 3.
3, so you don't see it.
Yeah.
Karnos doesn't see it.
8.
Zadriel doesn't see it.
15.
You already see it. You've already seen it. You didn't need to make.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
So that gets me as well, yeah.
Another waste of a natural 20. 23.
So you spy it as you're looking around. You notice that Skathis is looking off in sort of the right hand side of the road, and you sort of glance over as well. Again, bear in mind you guys are traveling, so by this point you're probably leveled with it and are just starting to pass it. And you spy it also. Again, Skathis, Emilia, and Fibble. The option is yours to what you do, say.
I'm gonna not say anything. Keep me moving.
Okay, so
With
Elf keeps
that,
moving.
I'll look behind me to see if anyone else may have spotted it.
They now get you to roll an active perception. Two.
Nice. 23.
The only one that you think may have seen something is Fibblestep. Everyone else seems to be oblivious to it.
Hoping Fibble sees me, I go, shake my head.
With Fibble's perception roll, he definitely would see you shaking your head. No need to even re-roll that. What do you got over between? So Fibble, you sort of glance over in that direction and you see Skathis looking at you, just shaking his head quite emphatically.
And I'm doing this.
Do you say anything, Fibble? Do you do anything?
No, I say nothing. All I do is nod yes.
Okay.
And that's it.
So with that, you pass by, you carry on moving. Another hour or so passes. Nothing else seems to happen. Emilia, it is about this time you start, you know, as a druid, you know your spells, you know how long it takes for your spells to wear off. You know that very soon, within the next sort of 10 or 15 minutes, your form will drop. If you drop it yourself. So you're about an hour away from the wall.
I'm gonna sort of raise my head up, sort of, rah, and then slow to a trot. I mean, if someone wants to contact me, then.
Yes, so Zadriel, you notice Emilia slows.
I think she is slowing down up there. Are you guys okay?
She made a weird noise. I think her tummy is playing up.
We'll slow down to a stop.
I think she may be hungry.
Are you all slow? Emilia, do you eventually come to a stop?
Yep, I'll come to a stop next to them and sort of lie down so that they can dismount.
So Skathis and Karnos, Emilia drops front knees and down to full lying on close to the ground. I would say that you guys would have enough intelligence. Probably asking, just knowing what you know about Emilia, you know that she can only hold these a certain amount.
All right, I'll hop off.
As you dismount as well. So within sort of 3 or 4 minutes of you dismounting and standing beside her, her shape reverts. Now have a steed with you 3 mounted, 3 on foot.
Guess we're on foot from here then. Well, we are.
So you guys, as far as the map is concerned, you're now at approximately that position on the map where you know it's roughly about an hour, just under an hour on foot from here to the winery. And dusk is probably about the same amount off. It's about an hour or so ish. Start to get dark.
Yeah, Zadriel gets off and says, Emilia, get on the horse. You have been running. I will walk with them. Hop on.
Alright then, I mean, I'm okay to walk if you want, but... Alright then, she jumps on the horse.
Emilia mounts the horse. Rest of you, Zedrios, Gathus, and Karnos on foot. Do the two smaller folk stay on the horse as well?
Yeah.
So Zedriel, you then lead the horse as you start making your way on foot towards the Wizards of War. 20, 30 minutes goes past and you now see the winery in the distance. And as you approach, it's looking a lot better than it did once before, with the last time you were here. Obviously, the two seeds that they have has sparked some form of growth within the vineyard, the vines themselves. As you start to come down the hill, slowly winding towards the winery building itself, look down to the right, and you can see new vines, new shoots, green, luscious green vines that weren't there maybe a week or two ago when you were last here. Obviously, the seeds themselves have done something, which is a good thing. You approach the winery building itself. You see in the docking area where you had previously jumped down fighting the needle blights, that there is a cart. Looks like a couple of oxen hooked up to it, almost like it's ready to go. Couple of 3 barrels onto it, and you see a couple of figures standing there, securing one of the barrels, and then a more elderly gentleman sort of turns as he hears the horse, and Divine Martikov, Erwin's father, and by the looks of it, his brother is there as well. Elvire and Adrian are there also. And as he sort of looks up, you see a warm smile come across his face, and waves you to come forward. Oh, it's good to see you. It has been some time. I was starting to worry that you had not succeeded. You did succeed, yes?
Well, we do have the seed for you.
This is good news. As you can see, just the 2-seed winery is doing very well. 3rd seed will have everything back on schedule. And as you see, we're preparing delivery for the few barrels that we have.
We need to talk to you about your family and Valaki.
We heard, Evans. It is said Valaki has fallen. Such violence.
With that, I'll pull out that raven skull. Whatever it was.
Yep. So you walk over to him and
Yep.
pull it out and hand it to him.
Yep.
He looks down. He looks up at you. Looks at the skull in your hand, and the look on his face is kind of strange. Like, you can see sadness in his face, like obviously sadness of loss, but he doesn't seem overly upset about his son's death. Not as upset as you would expect. Obviously, there's been a rift between them. That much you know from previous encounter. But he does take the skull and pops it into a pocket inside his jacket, and just looks at you and sort of lowers his eyes and his head. Don't go. So, you say you can't see it.
Yes.
You might.
Well, actually, you had a horse in the stable when you looked last. Would you mind a trade, possibly?
Yes, I will give you a horse. You have acquired all 3 seed.
Yes.
Be more than just I have. Forgive me. Adrian, go get the small chest from my room.
And I forgot who had the seed, but I don't think it was me.
Emilia has.
I think it was Emilia. She was sleeping on it. Yeah.
And there's just nothing.
Please, if you have gift for you, if you please proceed, we can get started.
Emilia, you and I were on the watch to get Emilia.
Emily reaches into her bag and pulls out the seat.
And you see his
Try not-
his eyes light up the moment he's really happy to see it.
Trying to not let him see the shackles that are in his bag.
I don't think he'd even see them even if they were open. He wouldn't even worry about it purely because he's just so happy to see the set. He then calls for one of the younger woman that was with him, and you guys and hands it to her. Know what to do. She disappears around the back of the nunnery. At that point, Adrian returns with a small chest, and he says, "Small token of appreciation for a job well done. And you say a horse is yours. Take it.
Thank you.
But here," and he passes you a chest, and he opens it as he passes it. Inside the chest is 1,000 gold pieces. There is 5 regular healing potions, and also another parchment scroll that as you sort of look at it, you'd recognize it straight away. It's another revivify spell scroll. And he also says, one more favor, if you do not mind. We need to continue getting a winery established and back on the feet. This wagon and barrels of wine was supposed to go to Volaki. This is not. But we still have delivery to make to Burgermeister. So if you do not mind, would you escort Adrian Frisk with a wagon, make sure he gets here?
What do you all think?
I don't personally have a problem. It's just we'll do it like tomorrow in the daytime, right?
Of course, do not travel at night; too dangerous. But I also have information that might help you. You are obviously no ally to Lord Strahd. And a battle against him. If you seek to defeat Strahd, you need help. You need allies, equipment. Have you heard of the Order of the Silver Dragon? Adok, you would have.
Yeah, this is where Adam comes out to go.
Yeah.
Oh, I have. I've heard of it before. That's where they those were the original ones that tried to fight against Strahd or something, right?
Indeed, of course. They were opposed to Strahd before he became what he Argynvost, the mansion of the Silver Dragon still exists. You probably passed it on your way here.
We should go there and see what we can get. I feel like that's probably a good idea.
Delivery can wait a couple of days if necessary, but you might find many useful things in Argynvost. It is very old. Rumors say that there is beacon that I'm not sure what it is or does. You may have more understanding of.
It's just a thought, everyone. Mind if I ask a question?
Yes, just one more piece of information. You have heard of Vistani, and you have dealings with them since you have been here.
A little bit, yes.
Not all Vistani are loyal to Strahd. You're aware that not every one of them works for him. You have heard of the Dusk Elves, grey skin, 20
think we did hear something about their
Uh,
women.
Yes, a tragic story. But some of the Dusk Elves can be trusted. And in the camp, Vistani camp south of Laki, in the forest, about an hour or so from south of Laki, you'll find their permanent camp. And again, Vistani, they make money and they do trade. So if you take a barrel of wine to a Vistani camp, you may be able to trade for equipment and such, but you get information from Dusk Elves about Old Strahd as well. Just be very wary of the leader of Vistani there. I cannot remember his name. He's a big gentleman. Cannot miss him. Be polite, and as long as you give them no reason to mistrust you, they will help.
So, which one is the closest from here, you think?
Argynvost is closest, a couple of hours to the east. But again, probably not safe at night travel. You go in the morning. You can make delivery to Kresk in 2 or 3 days. It's up to you. And you decide what you want to do. The options are there.
Hey, Doc, what?
Oh, it's just I have 2 questions.
Oh,
One.
sorry, yes.
Do you know if Argynvost is home to any things that might want us dead?
The entire Barovia has haunted it.
That is a fair point, but I thought maybe a bit more than. You know what? It's fine.
I
We'll go.
have not been there myself. We have seen people in and around the house on the distance.
All right.
People
that
probably
is-
use it for shelter. I'm not sure. I have not heard of such.
Okay, definitely vampires. Right. Secondly, these grey, pointy-eared people. How tall are they? Are they like my height, or are they a bit taller?
Do you know what an elf is?
Well, yeah, I know what an elf
Well,
is, but it's
That's what
that-
they are.
right. Not me. Fantastic.
Sorry.
It's fine. That's all.
Dusk elf.
Yeah, just thought maybe it might be a bit shorter than like the normal elves. Some, it's fine.
Okay.
One of them might be your sugar daddy.
It is possible
Explain why
that
you got grey hair. Oh,
it could
grey.
be. No, he's got no hair. I can see from up. White ball. Kind of like me. But anyway, whatever you wish to do, you're welcome to spend the night here. You'll be safe. If you wish to travel in the morning to Argynvost or Kresk or whatever you wish to go, it's up to you. But again, I thank you very much for returning the seat. As I say, whenever you need wine, just come and visit, and all the wine you can carry is.
Did you say all the wine I can carry?
Carnos, no.
Yes, I did.
Can I take 2 bottles right now?
Of course. Adrian, get 2 bottles of the best bottles.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, Carnos. If you let me carry that 1,000 gold, you could carry more wine. Think about that.
Adriel has.
Yeah.
What's Adriel? Adriel could carry more
The
wine
chest
for
was
you.
handed out. The chest was handed
I
over
can
to
make
her.
wine.
Yeah, I'm just good with money.
It's nice to have a different flavour once in a while. Of money and of wine.
What? You're good with money, but you always want it. So
Yeah,
very good with money.
because I'm a good saver. I'm a good businessman. You know, I'm thinking ahead about things.
He was
And-
a merchant.
Oh crap!
Mm.
I closed foundry by accident.
Exactly.
reopen
We'd better make a little camp here.
We'll talk to the winery dude still there, right?
Yep.
If it's all right with you, kind sir, might we keep here in one of your rooms for the evening, for the night?
Of course, of course. We will make up one of the spare rooms.
That would be lovely, sir. And I
Does,
appreciate the wine.
does the horse have a name, perchance?
Not that I'm aware of.
There you go, Ad-Hoc. You can name your horse.
Are you telling me that I'll get my own horse?
Yeah, well, you have to share it when we ride, but
We
you
could
liked him, right?
Right, can we breed it? Like Carlos said.
That's exactly where I was going with it. Do we have what is it, a male or a female horse?
I don't know, but I feel like we can make a mozza because, business-minded wise, I could be the front man for the sales. You could make sure the breeding goes on.
Zadriel looks under. What sex is the horse?
This is stallion, male horse. It's a chestnut with a white streak down its partway down.
And Zadriel, what when you cast your steed, what sex do you create that, or does it come out as one or the other?
I'm gonna roll a dice for myself here. Fortunately, Ganos, I do not think you can breed with my horse.
I don't want to breed with a horse. The horse breeds with a horse.
Yeah, not when they are two boys.
Oh right, I see what you're saying there. Yes, that's a bit twisted metal, isn't it? I mean, they could do it, but not much would come out, right?
Well, I mean, something will come out, but
You are correct, but I don't think the whole.
No, I just...
Zadriel takes her horse protectively and goes towards the stables, looking at them, and leaves them.
So you do in the stables. There is only one horse. There was two. I'm not sure what happened to the other, unless you wanted to ask. But the chestnut stallion, I say, with a white patch down his face, and he's just on some hay.
And once I am done setting up my horse, well, I'll probably just dismiss my horse, actually, for the night. It's easier. And return to them as they're talking.
No problem. So, as the night starts to draw in, it starts to get dark. When Viad and his sons and daughter-in-law and set up a room inside the winery for you. It's a little cramped for the six of you, but it's big enough. It's comfortable. It's warm. Definitely safer than being outside. Anything you wish to achieve for nightfall? Or you off to
Fibblesturb,
Yeah.
do you think we are in the clear for the now, or would it be all right for me to drink?
I guess so.
That's good. I just want to make sure. And you seem to be one of the most sensible ones here, so I thought I'd double check and think if you think it's all right to drink, then it must be okay to drink.
Fair comment. I think it's right. Yeah. Yeah, it'll be right.
Excellent. And so Carlos starts drinking out of the. He pours the wine bottles into his flask at his side, and then he pours cups, if there's cups available, for everyone.
Yep. That'd provide the basic.
Scathers is going to do a prayer, then meditate, then sleep.
Emily is going to sit next to Carlos and say, so, speaking of drinking, and then...
Oh yeah, how does this work? If I get hammered, do you get hammered when you drink my blood that's hammered?
Well, I guess so. I guess technically we get hammered together.
Interesting thought. All right, maybe before I get too wasted, I will get you some. I'll have to let you some blood out. This is kind of awkward. There must be an easier way.
I think it involves biting, but...
That does not seem like an easier way.
For me... Don't worry, I'm joking. Don't worry, I'm joking.
I will be back
A
shortly.
straw?
Carlos grabs this Emilia's empty water skin, presumably empty now, and goes out of the room to Bloodlet. He's done it in front of her a couple of times and doesn't like the look he gets.
So with that, indeed, you move into a more private location and drain an amount of blood that you feel comfortable. In Emilia, you know whatever amount he gives you will get you through the night. It's still not enough.
Later on, I'll
it
do
is
another
harder.
one for her as well.
It is. Like I said, that you're starting to need harder and harder to be without it. But you're okay for the time being. Gives you enough to sate you through the evening. We're also starting to find that sleeping at night is becoming more and more increasingly feeling more lethargic during the day. Do still manage to sleep, but it's restless. You won't suffer any exhaustions from it at this point. But you now know within yourself, you feel it within your body, and you can just sleeping at night is very hard. You find yourself feeling awake, and the opposite during the day. As that sun starts to rise, you start feeling like it. Managing now.
Emily's going to stay up after the others go to sleep anyway.
I'll just go around quickly and see if anyone wanted to do anything before sleeping. So, Carnos, you bleed for Emilia and have a few drinks.
Yeah, probably sit in a corner somewhere quietly away from everyone and just say a small prayer to DM and say, just thanks for the extra gifts I seem to be discovering. I shall work my hardest to please you. Oh, and I'm working on my own version of Tenets. I'll talk it through with Zadriel and see how she feels. Maybe get her to clean them up, because I feel like making my own rules is cheating. And that's roughly.
Okay, so that's you. Scathus, you saying a prayer and doing your bits and pieces. That's you. Adok, what are you wanting to do? Is it audio meaner or just the whole video? Bigger.
If there's a fire, Adok would just roast that spider leg that he got and try and take out if there's any poisons or whatever. Maybe wash it first. Maybe not. Who knows?
So if you wash it first, roll a d6 for me. If you don't, either way, roll a d6. You let me know if you just.
How bad does it look? Pretty mangled, or?
It's pretty manky.
Oh yeah, I'll wash it. 2.
2. It's pretty manky looking, but it's serviceable. You were able to cook it. Tastes like crap, but it'll sustain you for a day's ration. So it'll be the same as either having a ration. But it's pretty gross.
Cool.
It's pretty gross.
Yeah, that would pretty much be Adok, and then he would just go off into a corner and be silent for a while.
Zadriel.
Zadriel will walk over to Feeble and take off her necklace with a little DM emblem on it and say, Feeble, if I pass away and you make it home, will you put this by the oak tree at the hunting lodge for me? I know we are stuck here if we die, but maybe part of me will be home.
Okay. I guess.
Thank you.
Bit morbid of you, though.
Well, we had a whole town burn on us, so I guess we have to plan ahead.
Yeah, okay. And with that, I cast Create Food and Water. And they... Ta-da!
Thank you. Maybe.
Yeah, it's bland but nutritious. And there's water, and there's hay, and there's everything. It's like...
I don't eat hay.
Shut up and eat it.
I just pat him on his head, and his hair just stays sticking straight up as I pat it. And good night, Feeble. That's all
Fiddlestib,
for me.
that's all for you. Fiddlestib, is there anything you wish to do before light is out?
Outside of the create food and water, I'll do that. Then cast alarm on the room.
Yep.
And that's it.
Amelia's going to wait till it goes to sleep. Up by herself for a little. During the course of, eventually, as you all eat, drink, do whatever you wanted to do for the evening, the sound of rolling thunder can be heard off in the distance. It's not raining, but there's definitely a storm somewhere off in the distance. You can thunder every now and again. Emilia, you will be the last awake. You know that Fibble set alarms on. He always does. What did you want to do?
Emily is going to pretty much quietly as she can pour out the contents of her bag.
Mhm.
In the bottom of her bag, there is a small package, which is there's her letter, which I don't think any of the others have seen. I think only Irina saw that. And a small package, which is basically a cloth with tied up in a with a thing of yarn.
Yep.
And she's going to open that up, open the yarn up, open the cloth up, and there's a small tome in there, which is stained in blood, and would look very old to anyone else seeing it. And she's going to open it up and move to pretty much the middle of the book where there's writing there. She's going to pull out her quill or whatever the heck she's got for writing with.
Yep.
Would you use like a pen or whatever?
Be a quill with a little ink pot. Most people carry that sort of stuff with them.
And using the blood that Carlos has given her, she's going to write in the book. And that's all I'm going to. Sorry, I mean.
No worries. You take the time to write in your book, and eventually you finish, let it dry, and close and rewrap your book, put it back in your pack, and eventually it does come to you as well.
Yeah.
During the course of the evening, nothing really happens. You're warm, you're safe. Sounds of thunder rolling in the distance eventually fades, and morning breaks. The dingy grey mornings here in Barovia, you've learned to expect it. The window that's in the room is small, but it does allow a certain amount of light to flood into the room in the morning. Again, dingy grey light, but it's light nonetheless, enough to wake most of you. Emilia, probably a bit of a struggle for you to wake up, but you probably definitely would be the last to wake, as it's getting harder and harder for you. Ain't awake as well it is, so that waking is a bit of a struggle and doesn't feel natural to you. You all come to awareness, and the day is yours. Probably about 7-ish in the morning. It's fairly early. So I'd say all of you but Emilia are awake at this
Alex gonna go to take a drink from his water skin and realize it's empty. He's gonna shake it and go, do you mind? It's empty.
I think there's a well out the back.
Feeble made some food and water or something, didn't you? Last night.
Yeah, there'll still be food. There'll still be water. There's only 3 liters of water.
Yeah. How long does that last? It lasts for a while, eh?
24 hours.
Yeah. So that it's still whatever you didn't eat or drink last night would still be.
Yeah, great. Haddock would just fill his water skin up with that.
Yeah, do the same. Fill my water skin.
Skathis secretly checks his body parts that none of them been abused.
Roll a medicine check for me.
Nat 20. Nice. 21.
Nice. So as you check yourself over to make sure you haven't been used or abused during the evening, you seem fine. Nothing's out of place.
Nothing's wet.
Nothing's wet. Maybe a little bit of drool down the side of your face where you've been sleeping, but everything seems normal.
So it looks like we have three choices. We deliver wine to Kresk. We go see this dragon order something. Or we visit the elves in the Vastani camp.
Should we take a vote, maybe? Round the table.
Okay. Who's starting?
Argynvost.
Is there something special there you knew about?
No, it just sounds cool. Like, I mean, well, you know, think about it, guys. Like, he bloody destroyed a village, a whole town, right? We need something to protect ourselves from this fella, and if that place has got something, we need to find out what it is.
And
Because
isn't it closer?
Yeah, it's supposed to be the closest.
I think so, but I mean, if we take this delivery to Kresk and he decides to attack us again, we are absolutely defenseless. Like, we're screwed.
Well, we were told that the wine can stay here for a couple of days while we go check out this other place.
Karnos pulls the sun sword out while Adok's talking, holds it up and then lights it up and goes,
Not absolutely defenseless, Adok.
Oh, goodness, stay Argynvost and see what the sword feels like.
Oh, that's a good idea. Hey, Swordy McSwordsy. Argynvost.
Initially, when you utter the word Swordy McSwordsy, get a feeling of mild amusement, but not really. Kind of thing. It's that kind of really kind of feeling. Like, don't fucking say it. But then, as the words Argynvost sort of roll off your lips, and get a very positive sort of feeling from.
Oh, sorry, Sword. He didn't like his name. Surge. Positive, though. He likes the feeling of Argynvost. Funnily enough, my vote would have been for the wine, because leaving people without their wine is dastardly. This is the last thing that... I mean, if I didn't have wine, I'd get quite scratchy. But Argynvost is close, and if there is a secret Strahd-killing weapon there, I will vote with Adok. That's 2 for Argynvost. Who's next?
I'll vote Argynvost.
I was going to vote the camp because we could get a wagon from the Vastani and travel better, but we could also get a card reading, maybe. Even it helped us last time, but maybe Argynvost is better. It's closer.
So that's you for Argynvost?
Yes. I think we've overruled the other two people. Yeah.
Everyone's vote counts.
Yeah, I like this Argynvost place. Although,
Still snoring.
yeah.
Emilia's sleeping in.
I'm curious. What do you think would happen if I touch Emilia with the sun sword?
Do it.
I've got it in my hand, still blazing.
Give it a shot. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, just do it. It's fun.
You know, what if it kills her by accident?
Maybe just the tip on her pinky or something.
Scopus, and I hand the sword to Scopus and go,
Excuse me.
Do you want to just give her a tip, mate?
I refuse to take the sword.
Oh, that's right. It might destroy you too. I forgot about that.
Oh, yes, he is of the devil. Yes, that's true.
Well, hang on. He's awake. You're awake, Scopus. She's asleep. This would be a rude awakening for her. Do you just want to just touch the very end with your finger? I'll put it down so it's not threatening.
So you want me to touch the sword?
Yeah,
Just
touch this sword. Just
Yeah,
touch it.
while it's blazing.
For science,
Well,
just touch
just
it.
the tip. Come on. What's the
Come
worst
on.
thing that can happen?
I touch the tip,
Yeah.
not the sharp, the flat of the blade. at the tip.
So are you vulnerable to no, you're not. No, nothing happens. It's warmish to the touch, but it does still feel like steel, even though it's radiating a relatively bright daylight. But nothing happens.
Well, maybe this is a bogus sword. Maybe it'll be fine for Emilia then, because, you know,
What?
if this demon can take it, then that demon could probably take
Or
it.
maybe you just hate vampires more than whatever the hell.
Carnos picks up the sword,
Yes.
goes over and just touches the back of Emilia's hand. If it's just because it did nothing to escape us, so with the crack.
What's the radiant damage the sword does?
So, uh-oh. So it does. Where is it? Some sword. 1d8 plus 7 and an extra d8 radiant on top of that for
Roll 2d8
any
for me,
creature
please.
who's. Yep. 2d8. Yep.
2d8. Yeah. Just the 2d8s.
Sweet.
As Carlos goes to
9.
do this.
Fine. Emilia, you are woken with excruciating pain where the sun sword touches you. Take 18 points of radiant damage.
Emilia wakes up and just backpedals as fast as she can across the floor to the far wall.
And what you all notice as she does so is she quickly backpeels against the far wall and just looks up. Instinctively, Emilia, you go into that almost a feral protection mode. Your eyes flash in a brilliant sort of pale color, and you notice her face contorts, not into that of a cat or a beast, which you probably have seen before. You've seen her transform into a bear. This is more bat-like in shape, and her teeth elongate, and she hisses loudly as she backs away, almost in an instant. It was almost like she teleported that 10 feet away from Carnos. And then it reverts slowly back to her human face again.
I'm so sorry, Emilia. So, Argynvost, elves or wine for you? Which is your choice?
Are you okay?
Emily's just kind of looking with an absolutely bewildered look. What the
I'm holding the
just
sun sword.
happened?
I'm holding the sun sword sort of flat out, sort of as you roll away.
Yeah.
So,
So where did you
get it.
touch her?
Just the back of whatever hand was closest to
Okay.
me.
So as you look down at your hand, probably your left hand, I would say, it is burnt. Like there's a scorch mark in the shape of the tip of the sword, and it stinks. Like you guys can smell the burnt flesh. It is, pretty nasty. Pretty nasty burn.
Give her one of the greater healing potions out of the chest we just got and pass it to her. Here.
It was just a standard healing potion, not greater.
Oh, sorry.
So it was five standard. Yeah.
So take these.
I do apologise. We touched Scape. Well, Scapus touched it, and we were like, oh, it did nothing to him, so it's probably all right. Then Zadriel said, there must be a dud. And then I thought, oh, maybe it is a dud, so I just touched your hand. I do apologise, but you have the blood of a hero in you. You shall be fine. The DM has blessed me with these gifts. You will live.
Emily doesn't even reach out for the potion. She's wedged against that wall. So,
She's
holding her
visibly,
hand, she's just like,
she is visibly frightened of you at this point.
Oh,
Go ahead, Zadriel.
Uncork the potion, and I'm going to try and persuade her. But it's okay, Emilia. You know the potion. Come on, take it.
I put
can't
the sword
give you-
away.
Just take it. It's okay. It's an accident. Well, we didn't know. Now we know.
What's
Really?
Emilia's spell DC?
Do we need to roll persuasion?
Just give me a second. What's Emilia's spell DC?
oh, save DC.
Your spell DC. What you use when you cast a spell that requires a save? What's the DC? Top of your spells tab on D&D Beyond, it'll have your to hit and then your DC listed there. I can bring it up.
There's like modifier, spell attack, save DC.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
Yep.
Is it save DC?
Mhm.
Yes.
16.
So, roll a persuasion for me,
Ooh,
Adriel. 16 to
12. 12.
beat. So, unfortunately, she's not buying it. She's very standoffish. She even backs away a little bit more. As close as she is to the wall, looks like she's trying to get in the wall, trying to get away from all of you. The eyes are darting backwards and forwards across all of you. You can see that mistrust in her face that you saw probably when you guys first met that month or so.
I reach forward with the second water skin I filled before sleep and put it on the bed. And I say, Emilia, there's that extra bag of blood there. Apologies about that. You'll be right. You know, chin up. Blood of a hero inside you.
And I carry on.
Emilia looks at the water skin, looks at the potion that Zadriel's holding out, and says, I suppose that's fucking holy water, and you just want to try that out too. And you can see her feet are pushing on the ground to try and push away from you guys. Like,
Okay.
Oh shit, she worked it out, people.
Emilia.
Emilia,
Emilia, it's at this point you hear a voice come to you, just on the very back of your mind. Very familiar voice. Calm and smooth. Told you they would turn on you. Did warn.
Alex going to pop his little head around the corner and be like, look, I have you know that you now know what it feels like when you first scared the shit out of me when you had that wolf mask on. Now pull your britches up and let's get out of here. If we wanted to kill you, we would have done it ages ago.
Roll a persuasion with advantage, Adok. Because Zadriel's already kind of tried, and you're all trying to reassure her somewhat.
Hey, remember that time you turned into a horse on top of Zadriel?
22.
22.
Yeah.
Emilia, as you definitely didn't.
That says performance, not persuasion.
Is that a performance check?
Oh, it's the same +3. It's the same.
I think its stats are the same either way.
Yeah.
So you definitely were, when with Zadriel, who tried to give you the potion, you were definitely standoffish with that. Didn't seem convinced of as much as you wanted to be. Although now that all of them are sort of, well, Karnos, Zadriel, and Skathis have had their say, it seems better. But again, it's weird to you. And obviously with what has just been said inside your mind will have an effect on that as well.
Is there a window in the room?
You're all in, there is a window in the room, yes.
Can I open it?
You would have to walk across the room to open it, yes?
Not on the same wall I'm on.
No.
That's a shame.
Remember, Emiliana, what when you asked me to do something for you if you need to? I would have done it, but I'm not. So take the potion. Or don't. I'm going to wait for you all downstairs. I think we're going to Argynvost. I leave because I feel like it'd be better if she wasn't, like, we weren't towering over her. So I left.
So Zadriel backs out of the room, leaving the other four there. I mean, I wouldn't say that you guys are, I wouldn't say you're crowding her so much. Probably definitely feel that way for him a little bit, I would imagine. So having that one person probably reduces that feeling. Definitely.
I leave too.
As follows.
All right, Fibble. I think she's made her choice. She wants to stay here and die, and let's try and kill her. All right, let's go, mate.
Yeah, okay, whatever. Sounds good to me.
Adok and Pibbleston leaving Karnos in the room with Emilia.
Karnos just looks straight at her and he says, well, that was kind of a silly accident, really, wasn't it?
Emily looks at Carlos and says, "Is this blood in the thing?"
Yes, it is. It's the same blood I gave you last night. Probably a little more alcoholicized with the wine in it, because I had a few. But yes, it is.
And the potion is a potion, not holy water.
Yes. The truth of the fact is, Emilia, exactly what I said. I tried the sword on Scathus, and it didn't do anything. And then we thought, that's odd. So I touched the back of your hand. If you look at the back of your hand, I could have touched your neck or your head if I was meaning anything by it, but I did not. So, smiles all round. You look lovely today. You're a little scared maybe, but lovely. Would you like to hold the sword if you are scared of me?
No.
That is fair. I've put it back. Arm in arm. Come on. Take your blood. Take your potion. And he puts his arm out like a gentleman would if he's going to walk a woman down the street.
Emily looks at him and says, "You've done a lot for me, and for me to not trust you when you've obviously trusted me would be foolish." And she takes the potion and drinks it.
So 2d4 plus 2, so you can roll that.
That's acid damage because that's acid. No, I'm just kidding.
And you'll get half the heals.
Awesome, 1 heal.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah.
Now you kind of got just 2 because it's 2d4 plus 2, so your minimum would have been 4.
Oh, 2d4
you'll
plus
get
2.
Yeah, 2d4 plus 2 for a standard heal.
Okay, then I get 2 heal.
Okay, 2 heals. Here we go.
And then she'll take the blood and take Carnos's hand.
And as they walk out, he'll say, "You know, yesterday, are you scared of spiders?"
Have you ever met a teenage girl that isn't afraid of spiders?
Can I ask, with all your your evil ways, how are you scared of spiders?
Spiders and snakes, just creepy.
Snakes? Didn't you get a rub on Scathus's tail? That's just like a snake. And we're walking out as we say this.
So as you walk out, and do you want to carry on with that conversation?
Yeah. Emily, what are you going to say?
It's different because I know that that's attached to a big chunk of man meat.
Oh, I see. Well, next time we're fighting spiders, if you don't like them, you're allowed to hit them. It's fine. They squash easy, right? Just stay way back. Ish or close. I don't know. It depends. Spiders are everywhere. They're kind of like swarms.
Yeah, they're just sort of staying with the group and staying away from them.
That's fair. And I'd say we'll get outside with the rest by now. Walking arm in arm.
So eventually, Carnos and Emily rejoin the rest of you out the front of the winery. You can rejoin Foundry 2 guys as backup. And the day's an average day in Barovia, overcast, foggy. Out the front, you see Adrian, the son of Divine Martikov. He's just looks like he's mucking out the stable, getting things organised there, and double checking the barrels on the cart to make sure they're pure. And sort of turns and sort of says to you all as you approach, "Morning. Are you ready to depart? Are you taking wine or are you doing something else?"
I would like to take 2 more bottles of wine, but we'll be doing something else.
Did you not have 2 bottles last night?
Yes, I did. I shared it around though.
We drank it last
Right,
night.
of course. One moment. He heads back into the winery. About 5-10 minutes later, he comes back with another 2 bottles. Not the good stuff, but the next one down. But it's still good. All the wine's good from here. So you got your lower level wine, and there's a mid tier, and there's a high tier one.
Carnos not that fussy.
So yeah, he does return with a couple of bottles of wine. Well, he goes, we'll return when you're ready to go to Kresk, and Take mine.
All right. No, Zadriel's gotten the horses to them while she was out. So
So you've got one horse, and did you summoned your steed as well?
yeah, I summoned it so they're standing next to each other.
You have 2 horses.
So, how are we going to do this? Who's riding what horse? Adok, you got an idea?
No, sorry. I thought. Didn't we get a horse? Was Emilia not turned into a horse?
And you can turn into a horse too.
Oh, I just thought this was my horse. Sorry,
Well,
I was confused. No, it's fine.
You got to share too. I mean, like.
No, yeah, I completely thought that Emily had changed into a horse. I didn't realise that she didn't. And that anyway.
No, Adok, you can't eat the horse.
No, I literally thought that Emily had turned into a horse just now, but I realised she didn't. That's fine. She's standing right there. But I spaced out.
What you been drinking?
I spaced out, and I thought, look, it doesn't matter. Sadriel, you were right. Shed a horse, and that's not Emilia. That's a normal horse.
All right. Adok, and Carlos hands his 2 flasks over. Take a sip from each, mate. Just calm the nerves.
Yeah, Adok takes a sip.
Even, mind you, as even as you can. I'm a bit unbalanced these days with the sun sword and this axe. I've got to sit him differently.
Yeah, all right. Yep. It takes another sip.
Right.
All right, who's riding with who?
I'll go on your horse.
You know, I was once a really good horse rider, and Carlos starts patting the horse's nose. I was in a race of a horse once, actually, long time back in the day.
Scathers puts his hands over his ears, starts heading to a horse, any horse.
Scathers, jump on with me, mate. I'll show you. We can do some show jumping. I did some show jumping on a horse too. I was in a village.
Sadriel, is there enough room on your horse?
Well, I mean, you could ride with me, or you could ride on Emilia. I mean,
I'll ride with you, thanks.
I think the horse was called Red Dead something. But no, nonetheless.
I have a dead horse too. It's okay.
So can we get a order of riding, and is Emilia transforming or not?
I don't know. Nobody said we're getting a long rest or anything, so.
You did get a long rest.
Okay, sweet. Well, then yes, I can transform.
And you haven't rejoined Foundry either.
I never left it.
Yeah, it crashed out on my end, so you'll have to rejoin.
Okay, sweet.
If you transform after all my confusion.
So, if you're going to use the 2 horses, it'll be slow going because you could get 3 humans or medium creatures on one horse, and the other 3 on the other horse. The horse carrying the 3 medium would be a little slower, so it would slow the journey down a little bit, not much. You could get away with it doing on 2 steeds.
People go with Adok or Carnos, because I have skaters, so you know. Too good to make some friends. Go
So
on.
yeah, if you put 2 medium and 1 small on a steed each, it'll probably balance it out a little bit better, and it'll be better move at a reasonable pace.
Or you can say.
That means I'd have to ride with Carnos. Don't do that to me, Z. Please.
Carlos, is there a saddle on the horse, Dean?
It would be a saddle, yeah.
Yeah, so Carlos is like up on the horse already. I don't know if you want to make an handling check or something.
Well, you'd know with your background, how many horses would Carnos have dealt with over his time?
I would say quite a few, and I'm proficient in animal handling, so.
Okay, so I wouldn't. If you're proficient, I wouldn't make you make the roll.
Okay.
So you're able to get yourself up on the relatively. Who's going to join Carnos on horse from the?
Adok will.
So Adok jumps. You help Adok up. Adok gets up with Carnos.
Yes.
Front or rear? Adok.
Front.
Okay, so you're sitting sort of up on the neck. Little bit. The saddle horn's a little uncomfortable. You have to adjust yourself for that, but you manage okay. And so that leaves one other person to get up with Arnos.
Emilia, get up.
That would be
Carnos.
Emilia, I believe.
Okay, Emily will go in the back and
So,
wrap
Put my
her
hand
up.
down to help her up.
yep, so you're able to get her up there.
Once she's up on his back, wrap her arms around his waist, and she's pretty much going to fall asleep on his back.
Yeah, well, that definitely wouldn't be too difficult for Emilia. It is daytime, and you do feel a lot more lethargic during the day, so it wouldn't take much for you to nod off. So we have Fibble, Scathus, and Zedriel on the other summoned steed, which is still looking very skeletal and zombie-like, but it is serviceable. So you start your journey. You know you've got before you head off. Looking at your map. You've got a couple of options here. You can stick to the roads, which will take you back out to the old Slavich Road and back towards the crossroads, and you'd have to head south down the road leading directly to the Argynvost mansion, or you could go across land, take the risk of going overland instead of going roadways, which would be a little quicker, but could be more dangerous. Choice is yours.
Well,
Team.
Team?
Okay. Yeah, I agree. Team.
Take the
Anna, what do
road.
you think? Scathus wants the road. Right, one for road.
I was going to say the road because, you know what? I've ran through these woods before and I would not recommend it.
That's two for road.
Good.
That's
I
three
think
for...
the road's probably just the smarter idea, no matter what.
Emilia,
Oh, she's asleep. I can feel her drool on my back.
road it is.
So the road,
through armor, that's pretty impressive.
4 to 5
Running down my
hours,
neck.
probably 4 hours journey on horseback by road. Easily enough done, but you head out. You slowly, it's not a fast journey, but you slowly make your way up the road, heading back towards the main old Slavich Road away from the winery. Takes about an hour or so to get. Nothing much happens. Again, moving at relative pace on the horse. It's not a full gallop, but say a trot, which is a pretty good pace. Anything that would possibly happen or you would possibly see seems to be not too much of an issue with the speed you're traveling at. Next hour passes, you make it to the crossroads. You know that the turn off to Argynvost is maybe about 20-30 minutes up the road. I'm going to make a roll. To the northeastish, as you reach the crossroads or the intersection, which has an old sign sort of hanging off to one side, which, as you can read, it's in common. It says Argynvost Halt. But you all notice a smell on the air. Adok, you'd notice it probably more so than anyone. Smell of pastry. Hanging thick on the air, coming from the northeast.
Towards Argynvost?
No, the opposite direction.
Fuck. Yeah, you'd hear adults.
Argynvost is to the south. Yeah, Argynvost is to the south, but you get that. You would all smell it, but you definitely, Adok would definitely smell it. It smells exactly the same as the pastries that you had from the windmill. Same awesome smell. Yes, easy. It is live. So yeah. So the rest of you smell it too, and you just smell that freshly baked pastry on the air.
Carnos, you smell that?
Yeah, I thought that was the horse sweat beneath me.
No. Do you reckon we'll be able to do like maybe a quick little stop just that way? We'll just go check it out, you know? You never know. Are you hungry? Anyone else hungry? Skaters, you look a bit hungry.
Nah, I ate before we left, so yeah.
No, we had pure food. Fibber made breakfast, so.
Yeah, but like it's lunchtime, so you know, second breakfast and all, right, guys?
We have rations. It's good.
Yeah, is
Yeah,
it though?
just-
I mean,
Just Just eat the rations so we can keep on moving, adult. Come on.
Yeah, but
we need to get to Argynvost, man.
all
We
right.
could stop after.
Yeah, promise.
No.
Oh,
So with that, Adok, you're definitely outvoted, and you continue. You turn southward down a narrow dirt track. It looks like as you get into the back into the forest again, the trees sort of looming overhead. Again, as you travel, you haven't heard the wolves all morning until you turn down this road, and then you hear them again for the first time this day. It seemed closer than usual, but again, it's not a sound that you're unused to, but it's been a little while. Look around, sort of anxiously looking to see how close they are. You can't really see any movement in the trees. If you wish to all make a perception check, you may.
Adok's just gonna whisper. Yeah, pies seem pretty good right now.
Carlos, what was yours?
That's a good question. I will roll it. I was looking at something else. 9, not so good.
You can't really see much. Skathis, yours. Amelia's
11.
11. Even with 11, you're sort of struggling to see through the thick fog through the trees. You can't really see any movement. Adok.
Dirty 20 for once in his life. Pass the perception check.
You are a little bit more eagle-eyed than your companions at this point, and you do see shapes moving in the fog that sort of look like they're keeping pace. Not like, again, it's something you've seen before. You know they're probably not aggressive at this point. They're just watching, but they're definitely. Step.
14.
You would see the same. Zedriel.
10.
You would probably see moving out the corner of your eye, but not 100% sure what it is. Anything you wish to say at that point, Adok?
Yeah, Adok will say to Karnos, all right, just be aware, we are being trailed by a bunch of wolves. Probably going to have a encounter soon. My claws are coming out. And then with that, he's going to send a message to Zedriel and be like, Zedriel, I kind of feel like fighting these wolves. They're keeping pace with us.
What? Wolves? Wolves?
He sent the message back again. Yeah, they're like keeping pace with us. I'm really itching for a fight. Just gonna let you know, may jump off.
We need to make it to the place. It's a trap.
Send another message. All right, well, then hurry up because these claws are coming out.
The horse. I speed up my horse to a canter.
I
Alongside
speed
him.
up. Sorry, I see you speeding up. I speed up as well.
Okay,
But I say to Adok, do you want me to throw you at the wolves?
If you throw me at the wolves, you better be coming too. Because even though I want to fight, I don't want to die.
All right. All right. If they catch up, we'll do that. But for now, we'll follow Zedriel.
So you quicken your pace, heading down this road, and as you get closer and closer, the large mansion sort of looms out of the fog as the sort of getting more to about midday now, and that fog is still very thick in the air. And you know how as something you get closer and closer to something in the fog, it just starts out as a shadow, and then the shadow just sort of starts slowly taking shape. You can see what looks almost like spires or parapets to a very large house, mansion almost. As you get closer still, it looks very much almost castle-like in some respects as you approach this large home. You ride through what seems to be a ruined gate of some sort. It's gonna change a bit. It's daytime. I'm gonna give you a little bit more. Why are you seeing all of this? See it closed.
I can't.
Oh, the doors are open now.
I can't see into it.
Let's reset the fog.
I'll just close the door. And the doors were, I left the doors open. But you should be good. Anywho.
Someone left the doors open.
But as you, I think it's just this whole fog of war thing with the global. It's just not right. Anywho, you see a large, extremely large house. Out the front, however, is atop a 10-foot wide sort of cube of granite, moss-covered statue of a dragon, its wings tucked in close to its body. The dragon looks east towards the front doors of the mansion. Very large, but it's old. It's been here for a long time. It's up to you what you do at this point. Turn that back on.
Are we sure anybody's here?
Well, they did say that there were people who come and go, so I guess we best be on guard.
Yeah. I'll rein up the horse and I dismount.
Yeah, same. I'd like to take the horse close to the house, though, so it's not just standing in the middle of nowhere with the wolves.
That's what my Atkins.
As DM, as we're getting closer to the statue, Adok would, looking at that, just cast detect magic on himself.
Okay. As you get closer and walk, as you guys sort of, you can move yourself closer to the house if you were sort of setting the horses up closer to the door. Spell radiates an aura of evocation magic as you pick magic up.
From like the whole house, or
no, just the statue.
Fibble.
Yeah.
Do you know much about statues coming to life or storing magical power?
Yeah.
Right. You know how your
did it
bird
again, you dumb guy.
comes to life? Well,
Sorry. I just closed fucking Foundry again. God damn it. I'm not having a good day.
That statue is given. Might you find essences of evocation magic coming off of it? Do you think? What did you just say, Zadriel?
Are you talking loudly?
Yeah, I am.
Evocation. What is evocation again?
I've got no idea.
Yes, you would.
At this present point in
Evocation,
time.
yeah, evocation is the magic that is used for traps. It gives off a very trap type vibe, but it's very faint. Roll an Arcana check with advantage for me.
Sure.
In just a second, you guys will be able to refresh your foundries because I fucked up and closed it.
Natural 20.
So with a natural 20, you would, looking at it, knowing that the evocation magic's here, let's go and quick look over the statue itself. Looks like the dragon might at once upon a time may have breathed some form of magical own. And it seems it may not work anymore.
Not.
Well, it looks like it's depleted. It definitely looks safer than what you would think. You're pretty certain that it's safe.
Adok turns to Zadriel and says, "Well, you see, as much as I
refresh
didn't know,
guys.
I now do know what I didn't know a second ago. Evocation is similar to, you know how Fibbles uses his alarm spell?
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it's like trap magic sort of thing. But judging from that statue, the way that it's pointing towards that house, I dare say that statue used to breathe some sort of magical, deadly fire that may have killed any and all intruders on its way into the door. But I am 20% sure that it probably does not work anymore.
You are good with the trappy thingy findings. Why don't you go look at it, maybe? Or
Go touch
Fable?
it. Touch
Yeah.
it.
Or maybe both.
Also,
Of
should we
us?
put alarm around the horses in case?
I'm having trouble getting into Foundry.
Can we do that? Alarm around the horses, maybe?
Right password.
Yeah, I can put an alarm on the horse.
Yeah, I'm in it. It's just not showing anything.
Uh,
Give it a chance.
I was thinking about tying the horse over here by the steps, and maybe getting it so it's near grass. But if that
It's really
dragon's
not working
gonna
well with
blast.
the fog of war.
Well, I think if we put it by the grass so they can graze, maybe we, if they have to run away from wolves, the chop will go off.
Yes,
the
you're not seeing
alarm.
anything because for some reason it's saying you have no dark vision. I'm just going to turn that
Oh.
to see stuff.
Adok is going to very carefully start approaching the statue.
Okay. You approach the statue and nothing happens. It's a statue.
Is there a
Why?
rock nearby or something?
No? Oh, yeah, there's stones on the path leading up to the house.
Great. Adok is going to pick up a stone. He's going to turn to everyone and he's going to say, "All right, on the count of 3, roll out of the way of the statue. Ready? 1, 2, 3." And he throws a rock at the statue.
Nothing happened.
Did anyone roll? Because I didn't roll. I forgot.
No, I just stood there.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I stood there too.
As did I. Held up my shield and blocked this lovely horse that I've got near the edge of the stairs by the grass here. Adok, did you figure a name for the horse yet?
Oh, I was thinking like maybe chestnut.
Its nuts are definitely not on its chest. If you know the anatomy of a horse, it is between the hind legs, near the rear quarters.
Chestnut is a color.
Is it
Although-
now?
Maybe we just call it Chesty.
Oh, I like Chesty. Chesty LaRue.
No, it's
I
a
like-
boy. Oh, God.
I like it, Chesty LaRue.
I
Chesty
regret
LaRue.
this so much.
Emily is still on the
I don't-
horse, by the way.
Why
Yes,
don't
she-
you
yes,
ask
she's
the horse
asleep.
what its name is?
Speak with animals. Hello. What is your name?
Oh,
Because they want to call you Chesty. Do you like it?
I don't think so.
Okay. What about what do you like?
My name's Steve.
Steve. Okay. Thank you. His name is Steve or Steven. Stefano. Steve is
It's-
correcting me.
It's Stefan.
Steve, leave him alone.
I'm
Let's
going to
go.
stand on that little guy.
All right, so Chesty LaRue Steve. There you go.
Oh no. You're going to get thrown off. All right. We go in. We waste time out here.
Exactly,
You look like-
Demortem. Steve the Steed.
Giant bait for wolves out here.
I'm just making sure Steve is tied up and has some food and is safe. But I must say, the way the statue faces the door, do you think it could be triggered by opening the door?
Oh, I definitely think it may. Yes.
Maybe leaving Steve here, Steve Chesty LaRue, Steve. I don't know.
What's your AC?
Maybe,
Anos?
18 with the armor on.
It's gonna...
Horse kicks
I was-
out and slams into your armor. It doesn't do any damage, but you just, the moment you said the name wrong, he kicked out at you.
Can the
That
horse
you-
understand my language, Azrael?
Zadriel was walking for the door once she talked about Steve, so I don't know if she's going to hear you or not.
You didn't hear him say anything. The horse kicked at you. She said that name.
Steve is feisty. Definitely feisty. Feisty Steve.
You know, I like Steve. Steve's a good name for a horse.
Someone should wake up Emilia, probably.
Oh, she's so lovely asleep, though. Look at her pretty little face. She's like a dying baby on a horse.
Ugh.
It's not like
Okay.
she'd do anything in there anyway.
When the horse kicks, does it kick Emily off?
No, but it probably would wake you up. Make a dexterity save for me. If you do fall off, and if you do, if you hurt yourself.
Yeah. Do I get -3 on it?
Yes, you do.
6.
And so, yes, you do. You get, as Steve kicks out at Karnos, Emilia, you lose your grip, or you lose your balance, because you don't really have a grip. You lose your balance, you fall off the side, and you will take, roll a d6, you will take 4 points of bludgeoning damage as you hit the floor.
Magic. Earthquake.
The game is paused, so I'm gonna move. But
Oh, sorry.
I'm going to knock
good?
on the door.
So as you approach, the flagstone steps flanked by stone railings climb up to a landing in front of a pair of tall wooden doors, rusted iron bands and knockers shaped like small dragons. Carved into the lintel above the entrance is the word Argynvost halt.
Zadriel knocks. Hello?
You knock and you hear, dong, dong, like really hollow as you use the knockers, and it's like it's this very empty hall, very loud sort of banging, but no response.
I think it is okay to open the door. Do you guys want to?
Open says me.
Okay.
Is my detect magic still going? Oh, never mind.
How long does it last?
Too late.
How long does it last?
Last 10 minutes.
Okay, it'd still be up at this point. You're not getting any real reading from
I'm moving just out of the way of the doors.
it. Put yourselves where you think you would be in relation to Zadriel at this point. Before moving in, so we know exactly where everyone is.
I'll just be making sure Steve has enough grass and is tied securely, and I will be helping Emilia up from the ground.
Okay, so all done and dusted.
Yeah.
So Zadriel, this room, as you look in, dusty old. It's very old and very dusty. It's a large chamber, several pillars standing, which, as you look up, you can see up into it like an upper balcony. It's like a very big open hall. The room feels like a king's tomb almost. A grand staircase leading up to stone balconies, held aloft by stone pillars and arches. Tall faded tapestry depicting a nobleman in silver armor hangs from an iron rod above the staircase and lamp. 6 sets of double doors lead from this foyer along the walls. Displayed on marble pedestals are 3 alabaster busts of handsome men. 4 busts, a 4th bust and its pedestal have been knocked over. Shattered remains are strewn across the mosaic floor. 2 chandeliers of wrought iron hang from the ceiling like monstrous black spiders. Melted candles or the melted wax of long used candles can be seen sort of hanging in there.
I don't see anyone yet. Should we go in, guys? What do you think?
Yeah, I reckon just be careful, though. You know?
I'm going to cast light on my shield and step in.
I will follow at this stage.
So,
But I'm looking back to make sure everyone gets in before moving. So
yeah. Get everyone in the room. Emilia, what are you up to?
Emily would follow at the back.
So, as you enter into the foyer, you're looking around, your eyes adjusting to the dimness of the interior of this room that's not lit, but there is light coming through windows and things like that. You notice a great shadow with wings sort of move across the wall and then disappears. And then you hear in the darkness.
All right. Yep. Great.
Do I know what direction? Because if I have light on my shield, I want to turn it that way.
It's sounds like it comes from all directions. Kind of hard to tell. But we'll give you a light on.
Okay.
Stick with me, Adok. And I pull the sun sword out, and
Which will give you light as well. So now a
I
very
never get
bright
sick of
light
that.
in the center where you are, the two of you with the light running. But as even with the light illuminating sort of the few shadows that are strewn around this room, you don't see anything. You no longer hear it. All you hear is the rolling thunder that started to roll in again. But all seems relatively quiet once.
We stick together close. Make a tight circle, maybe.
Maybe we should like yell out to it and say that we're here for as Strahd's envoy or something. Maybe or maybe not. That's probably not a smart idea.
Hello, we brought wine.
Hello, we brought wine.
they're not having my
Echoes
wine.
through the halls. I say it's a very large, high ceiling, so it echoes somewhat. In no response.
Apparently, they brought wine.
There are doors on both sides. Should we just take it one at a time or something?
Go left. Always go left.
That is a plan. And I like left. Good call, Mr. Stupid.
Move as a group left.
Just
So move yourselves. We would position yourselves at the doorway. Go any further.
Adok's going to be, just for reference, the whole time looking up at the ceilings and corners and shit
Okay.
like that. Yeah.
As you're looking around, I mean, you see that the whole place is just dusty as hell. It's definitely been abandoned for a long, long time. You think you hear, all of you think you hear on occasion footsteps echoing through the halls, but it's really, really distant and kind of hard to tell which direction it comes from. A little unnerving. Even and again, you might hear that soft moan on the wind, but it's kind of just put it down to maybe the wind through some of these old halls.
Maybe it's haunted.
You know,
think?
you could be right.
Ghosts or something.
One time, I was adventuring in this mine, and we opened a door just
Oh,
like
God.
this, how we were huddled, and a big fireball went off, and we all got fried, and it hurt like hell. I just
Does anyone
thought I'd
have
mention that.
the spell or something that we can shut him up for at least half an hour to an hour, maybe longer? I don't care.
No,
that-
Scaphus, you open the door. I'll back up over here.
Status. No.
Yeah.
Status, maybe you could talk and balance it out and out-talk him, huh? Something.
Emily is going to move into that crook where she is.
Okay, so yeah,
Okay.
from there you
I'm-
got two very small windows, like almost like arrow slit type windows, and you can see outside. It's a little dusty, but you can see outside.
I'll open the door.
I'm going to kill myself there.
You're gonna leave yourself there.
I'm going to use cure wounds on myself.
So yep. So the spells, remember, you only take half. Only get half
Yeah.
from your spells, but you are able to do so. Scatus, you want to open the doors? Open the doors. You should be able to open them. Click on the door. Okay, so as you open the doors, you
Fireball.
see it. It's a wooden panelled den, been ransacked, tossed about. Cold dark hearth dominates the west wall in the two narrow windows. Standing upright against the north is a sarcophagus made from black wood with a queen's effigy carved into its lid. I believe this thing.
Oh my. I would like to look at it. Not touch it, just look at it.
As you all move into the room, Emily, are you moving in with them? Nope, she's shutting the door behind you. Skatus, as you move towards the fire, and Zadro, you move towards this weird-looking sarcophagus against the wall here. A fire erupts from the dead hearth from this particular place here. Assumes a draconic form, hisses and cackles crackles and unfurls smoky wings. We need everybody roll initiative.
What?
Fuck. 9.
So 9 from Zedriel.
22 from me.
Manually not working through there, but 9 for Zedriel. Skatus, what'd you get?
22.
22. Carnos.
Natural 20, 24.
24. Adok.
22.
22. So your guys ones are working. I don't know why anyone else's. Emilia.
Do you get the minus on this, or is that just on the?
No, you wouldn't get a minus on initiative.
4.
Yeah, so your minus is just on your attacks and ability checks. And Hibble.
9.
9. So as this fire billows out in this draconic shape and fills the room. Yeah, combat. Yeah, combat music. So, first up is Carnos. Basically, this thing is billowed out from this fireplace, and it's pretty much filling the room. It's just up on the top of the room. Its wings outstretched, the draconic face and head looking down, its eyes glowing a deep, deep blue.
And who's in front of it there? Is that?
It's Skathis, right directly beneath it.
Karnas will hold the sun sword. He will pull a bit of that wood over next to him, sit down and say, "So Skathis, I was trying to impart a little bit of information on you before and you didn't want to hear it, so let's see how well you do." And he sits down.
Adok, it is your turn. Where's Adok gone? Adok. He ran away. It's your turn. You ran away.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I was like busting. I thought I could make it back this time.
It is your turn, sir.
Okay.
You probably could have, but Karnos decided to sit down.
Okay.
Carnos told Skathis off and then sat down.
Adok's gonna walk to the center of the room, and he's gonna see this. I guess it's the.
It's
fire
everywhere.
draconic
It's more looks like smoke, but it's right in the room.
Right. Adok's just gonna say, "All right, just have you know that we are not part of Strahd's whatever. We're here to find a way to beat him." And he's just gonna do that.
So you don't attack it?
No.
Okay. It doesn't respond. It does not advance either. Skathis
It's directly above me, isn't it?
is above you. It is very large, almost filling the upper portion of this room. You're looking at sort of 15-foot ceilings in these rooms, and it's sort of billowing from the fire, and it's not darkening the room, but it's very large and it's above you.
But this is hard. I'll move over there.
It's going to slowly back away.
Yeah.
Does not attack you, as you would expect it to have an attack of opportunity, but it doesn't do anything. Remains there, just hissing and spewing forth a breath, but sort of filling the top of the room. So this is where it now has its turn. Does not attack. Fiery dragon hisses as it addresses you. My knights have fallen into darkness. Save them if you can. Show them the light that they have lost. And with that, the fire burns out and dissipates into sort of blue sparkles and smoke.
Sounds like a job for a paladin.
We are out of initiative.
A good thing we have a paladin with us.
We might have to.
A paladin.
Like, not nice kiddos.
He's right. We have a paladin with us. Zadriel is our paladin.
Well, darkness. So maybe there are ghosts here and are corrupted or something?
Or they have been turned into probably vampire spawn, or worse.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Maybe
possible.
showing them the light is. Well, she starts to say something and looks at Emily and shuts up.
Roll insight, actually. Actually, not insight. Roll history. Adriel, Adok. Who was talking about? Who talked about the light?
I did.
Adriel.
I did 19.
19. You remember when you heard like my knights have fallen into darkness, show them the light that they have lost. You remember Devian saying something about a beacon. He didn't give you much information, he just said something about a beacon.
Didn't Devian say something about a beacon? Is there a beacon here?
Yeah, he said that.
I'd assume it's upstairs.
Like a lighthouse, Mr. Stubb.
Wow. Yeah, something like that, I guess. But it's weird that they built a lighthouse in the middle of. Oh well, yeah.
Then it would be called a lighthouse and not a mansion, though. Hmm?
Maybe, you know how this place is always dark and there's no real sun? Maybe this beacon is some sort of ancient magic that it, like, puts out a false sun. Maybe.
Ooh.
Damn.
Like
Yeah.
oh yeah. Or maybe it just parts the clouds and lets the sun through.
Yeah.
So
Like
shall we
Moses.
go up then?
Okay, well, we have two choices. We can go straight up to where we think a beacon is, or we can do this room by room to see if we can find more information.
Ooh, room to room, because they might find
Yeah.
more that
Yeah.
information stuff, books, stuff.
I definitely reckon splitting the party is a good idea.
No, Adog, I didn't say split the
Okay.
party.
Okay, Adam, you go by yourself, and we'll all stick together.
Without
Except-
sarcasm, I'm not going anywhere.
Except Scapus has to open every door while I stand right back.
There
Sounds
is
fair.
another door over here. Should we try it?
Yep,
I'm just.
Skathis is the door opener.
He
I
is
mean-
indeed.
I'm interested in this sarcophagus here.
There's a door over there that you got to open, Skathis. Go open the door.
But Adog, you're good at traps. Is it traps on this thing?
Too late,
Maybe
he's
we
opened
could
the
op-
door.
Oh, I was going to say the sarcophagus.
Oh yeah,
but,
no, the sarcophagus you can see it's sealed. It looks to be more like almost just like a it's not an actual sarcophagus, it's just a representation.
Okay.
Um,
Following in.
Right. So as you all enter this room, padded velvet drapes cover the tall, slender windows that encircle this parlor. Furnishings are covered with dust and cobwebs and lie in disarray. A damaged brass chandelier hangs from the ceiling, which is covered with faded mural that depicts metallic dragons and colourful birds flying beneath the white clouds. It's again, this looks just old and worn, just very dusty, abandoned.
Investigate the area.
Roll investigation.
With a 10, I see nothing.
You see exactly what I just described.
Exactly. Yep.
And I'm going to pause that there because we're going to end our show there, guys.
Ah, damn it.
Before you start
wanna
getting
do?
too involved in this particular mansion, and we possibly get into something that we don't want to get halfway through and have to stop, we will end our show there.
I think Karnos realizes this way he wants Skathis to go through.
Oh no, I think Skathis just pissed Karnoff off, upset him a little bit by telling him to shut up.
Technically, I didn't tell him to shut up.
Oh no, you really did. No, you really did.
I said,
No,
does
no,
anyone
no,
have
you
anything?
really did. But anyway, we're going to call it there, guys. Chat, you guys are awesome. Thanks for hanging out with us. A couple of new followers tonight, Bethwin and Easy the Man. Cheers for jumping in and follow us and hanging out with us for telling our story. My name is Evldoa. I'm from New Zealand, as are some of one of the other players here, Kiwi as well. The rest are Aussies. An American living in Australia. You're not offended by calling her an Aussie. She gets upset at that. Hey, Andy. But we are playing Curse of Strahd. We're about, as you can tell, we're episode 43, 44. We're almost a year into this story. And the players are doing exceptionally well. I've tried to kill him several times and it hasn't happened yet. I'm hoping one day soon will happen. But yeah, so anyway, so we're going to go around our crew. We're going to start with Karnos and work our way around the cameras in the order that I've got them up in front of me and get some moments from tonight, whether it is a DM moment or a player moment, RP, whatever. Sing it out, let everyone know what it is, and chat, you too. If you've got a moment that stood out for you, put it in the chat, we'll read it out. And yeah, so Karnos.
So, it has to be Fibblestib's reaction to my lay on hands. So it's we of the PM. Was the quick answer he had.
That was funny.
And Drax's Emilia spiders. Fuck no. And that was it for him. That's it for me.
As a few skaters.
I'm just hearing music. Never mind.
You are. I'm playing music. That's why.
Finally came through. Anyway, yeah, nothing really stood out for me.
Really? Out of all that, nothing stood out for you. What you're trying to say is you don't remember and you didn't write anything down.
I never write anything down. I do remember, I just can't really place something. I suppose the Karnos and Adok trying to look heroic.
Oh, the tossing of the goblin.
Yeah, the midget tossing there. Yeah.
All right, that's it for skaters. Adok the Grey.
I really found it amusing, the whole party's sort of weird compassion, non-compassion, I don't know what it was towards Emilia. I just thought it was hilarious. I found it really amusing how we were all just like, oh yeah, we burnt you with this sword and damaged you, but just harden up.
Definitely, yeah. It was like, yeah, I was wondering where that was going. It was like, okay.
And then also, it just cracked me up. We were all trying to think of a name for the horse, and you just came out with Steve.
I was always going to name it Steve because I knew I just wanted a simple name. Steve the Steed.
Oh, what? Steve? Really? Yeah.
But most times you expect the DM to come up with some interesting names, and it's like, no, fuck you guys, Steve. People said.
I liked Adok coming out of the spider thing. I say, hands up, like, yeah, just after Karnos threw him as like a lawn dart.
Yep.
And also when Karnos sitting there going, yep, I'm going to go sit in the corner and I'm going to whittle. It's like, yeah, okay, that's fair.
Work. Zedriel.
I had a few. I liked Jax's reaction, Emilia's reaction to when she was frightened. That was good, realistic emotion, scooching back to the corner like that. And the horse breeding business is still in the minds of Karnos and Adok.
Uh-huh.
That kind of cracked me up a bit.
Creative ZA with a follow as well. Thank you very much. And Emilia.
I had a bunch of them already been said. Zadriel saying, I don't eat hay. Bill's just shut up and eat it.
Yes, I was like, okay.
Skaith is checking himself in the morning to make sure he hasn't been abused in the night. Bibble saying, Adok sugar daddy.
Yes, with the Dusk Elves. That
And the
did
whole
stand out for me. Oh.
the whole just the tip saga.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, again, I agree. I commend Jax / Emilia for the reaction to the Sunsword incident, just backing away, and you played that extremely well. Could have turned it a little differently, but I think it worked pretty well anyway. But yeah, the whole just a tip thing. I mean, all the relative banter we have with these players and the characters, it comes out all the time. There's always going to be some form of sexual innuendo at some point, or something to do with horse breeding, or it's part of this it's part of this group, I think, which is cool. I like it. It's awesome.
We can't say campaign because this it's not.
Well, it's not campaign specific. It's the group, definitely. But Mina's had a few.
Oh, yeah.
We had you look lovely today, Carnos to Emilia. Swordy McSword, and the sword having an attitude. Which that was pretty funny. Big chunk of man meat from Emilia about Gaithus. And the biggest one, Adok avoiding combat and succeeding in leading the charge in. From Demortem as well. Adok with a spider was really good with a 5 roll for a description. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I did like that one, Drex. The Adok thinking Emily was also
yeah. And Yanti chucks in the DM using Strahd to convince Emilia. Yeah, I mean, again, every time we have a moment that I think, Strahd's not always watching, obviously, but there are moments where he may be watching, or he knows what's going on, and he's going to try and manipulate you guys at every turn. And so I made a roll at that moment. Yep, he definitely would be watching or noticing what's going on, and just to put that little seed into Emilia's mind, try and tip her over the edge a little bit, maybe. It may work, it may not. You never know. But it all plays a part to the story. But yeah, so you guys have made it to Argynvost Halt, the Order of the Silver Dragon's mansion. Be interesting to see what happens on the continuance next week when you continue your exploration of this old dusty mansion.
You'll die. Carlos will be trying to kill me, I think.
But that will end our show this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out with us again tonight. Appreciated very much. The new follows.
Actually, got to rephrase that. Carlos watching me die all the point.
He'd probably let you die, yeah. He probably wouldn't try and help you. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think Carlos is that bad.
No, he's a hero.
Yeah, he's not. I don't think he's going to go down that road. He might sort of make it seem that way, but I don't think he wouldn't actually do it.
He thought he was trying to instill wisdom, and Scapus is like blowing his wisdom off, and then the fire blazes in front of him 5 seconds later. I'm like, well, hey, I tried to warn you.
Oh, yeah. So, who do we have online tonight? We're going to raid someone.
An hour or two listening to you talk BS on the way back to the...
I can't wait till whatever I say comes true. It's going to be great.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I was thinking that too. Something's going to happen. Something's going to happen, and it's going to ring true, and it's just going to, like, you're never going to go shut him up after that.
Fireball centered on Skatus as he opens a door, or something to that effect.
Great. Anything is possible. I don't have anyone on. We've got Lost Archives on. I guess we can raid them.
But Pesh is on too, I think.
Was he?
Yeah.
List.
Oh, he must have gone off.
Man, that was quick. Should have put in the fridge faster.
No, he's not. Michael's an airwalk on. He's just chatting.
Yeah.
We might raid Michael. What's he chatting about? I was doing a chat with Pesh.
That's why Pesh might have stopped, because he's using his mobile data again.
Yeah, probably. So we'll raid Michael's an airwalk. Looks like the one just started. Been like 20 minutes in. Guys, like I said, tomorrow night we're going to do some Rainbow Six, starting about 7:30, 8 o'clock. So if you want to come hang out and watch us die horribly, because I haven't played Rainbow Six for a while and I'm probably going to be really bad at it. If Tracy's on, you can come watch me shoot Tracy in the back of the head, which will happen quite frequently. It's just a thing. And anyone else that wants to join, I know Cam, you were talking about joining as well, so Cam will be there. come hang out. You might.
I'll just make sure Cam's in front of you each time you shoot.
Sounds
That's all
fair. I mean, it sounds fair. I think I see a few TKs coming up in Cam's life.
All fair.
But that'll be it for us tonight, guys. Thank you so much. We're back on Friday on Yanti's channel for Stormlord's Wrath, and then back here again Sunday for some Vampire the Masquerade. Until then, take care, guys. Thanks for hanging out, and we will see you later.